tell Sister Liz Chisholm also be much prayerful for her this morning, and Brother Bobby Joe. For she continue to be prayerful for Brother Bobby Joe. And I look out and it's good to see Sister Katie back with us this morning, and each and every one today. He's having also radiation to follow up on. When radiation therapy, they're doing two again. Well, that's a good, best time to get my fingers on it. Well, whether we'd had service tonight or not, I was still going to sing it this morning. A lot of firsts for me this past year and a half. Okay. Get my throat cleared. I made the statement, I'm having more fun pastoring now than I have at any time in my ministry. I started preaching in 1984, started pastoring in 1988. When God called me into the ministry, I knew, and I fought it for a long time, that I just want to be an evangelist. It's fun to go and preach a lot of other places. But when I knew that I was the pastor, and I knew that was my calling, there's never been a greater joy in all my life. In pastoring, you get to watch the congregation come, and the sad part, some of them go, do their weddings, you do their funerals, you're there when they're born, and you watch them grow in the Lord, and some of them to hold Sunday school classes, some called into ministries, and that is a joy to watch that and to be a part of that. And it is a joy for Glenn and I to be here. We are loving it. It wasn't long ago, got a phone call from a friend of mine, and they wanted me to come up and do their homecoming. I said, I just don't like leaving my church. I said, this is where I'm at. This is where I'm supposed to be. Then something was said. We make friends in pastoring from place to place, and a very dear deacon and a dear friend, and Brother Gordon Curtis. Gordon picked up in years. This may be the last homecoming. And he may be another 3 or 4, so I said, for Brother Gordon, I'll come and I will preach the homecoming next Sunday. And it's an honor to even be considered and to be asked. And so, for that reason, it's why that I'm going to be going. Okay, I'm going to try something. I got mine. Just give me a minute, get my eyes cleared, get my throat cleared, and give you time to put your earplugs in. This is an old spiritual song. It was written in the 1800s. They say somewhere between 1860, 1880. I thought it was a song that came down from the South, but it wasn't. It's an old song that a man by the name of Charles Choctaw Willis, an old black man, he lived on the Choctaw Reservation in Oklahoma. Now it's Choctaw County, Oklahoma, out there. And he wrote several hymns. Not a lot really said about him. I would have liked to have seen a picture, but I don't know how well they did pictures back then. This is an old song. When I was pastoring in Portland, we used to try to, we would sing a little bit, and we had a good song leader over there, and pianist, and we just had fun with this. And Brother Jerry Burry, we'd get up there and we'd sing it, and we all do a part. All I know is there's only 2 verses to the song. They found one that had 5 verses, so it had been edited and redone and added to, as many songs are. Usually they say you sing better with music, and I couldn't sing along with music. I would butcher the pianist and the organist all the pieces trying. So it's going to go a little bit like this. Get my throat clear. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. Then it goes like this. I looked over Jordan, and what did I see? Coming forth to carry me home. A band of angels coming after me, coming forth to carry me home. Sweet coming forth to carry me home. Tell all my friends that I'm coming forth to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. Then there's another song that says, swing down, sweet chariot, stop and let me ride. Rock me, Lord, rock me, Lord. Ah, forget it. We're going to mess that up. I'll quit right there. All right, I'm done. Thank you. All the way out there is when we get 100 to come. All right. Deacons, I got mine in before we got to 100, so it's going to be time for y'all to step up next. Now, you know what? We ought to be excited and want to do something for the glory of God. Amen? Amen. We shouldn't have to say, you get this and I'll do that, or you do that and I'll do this. We ought to do it because we love God. Amen? Just ought to do it. And I'll tell you what, I wondered if I would have jumped in the swimming pool. Luke chapter 13. That kind of got me out of my element, so I got to get back to where I know I'm at. Luke chapter 13. Ask question, how come it is when you're at home singing to yourself it sounds better than when you get up on somebody? It always, thank you, Sister Grant. I didn't thought it was me. It always does. So the best preaching I ever done in my life was laying flat on my back in bed, rehearsing God preaching to me. I'd lay in that bed sometimes when I first started preaching, I'd just get moving around and say, what? George Bear, he's preaching to himself. Boy, she's got to be tough to put up with me, 41 years. God bless her, and I love her very much. All right, Luke chapter 13. Jesus, he always does the unexpected. When you get there, stand. I'm going to start reading at verse 10. The Word of God reads like this. Now he was teaching in one of the synagogues on the Sabbath. And behold, there was a woman who had a spirit of infirmity 18 years. And was bent over and could in no way raise herself up. But when Jesus saw her, let me pause. Jesus sees each and every one of you this morning. And he sees your needs this morning. I want you to know that before I go any further. He knows what you stand in need of before you ever ask him. Remember that as we get into this message. But when Jesus saw her, he called her to him and said to her, woman, you are loosed from your infirmity. And he laid his hands on her, and immediately she was made straight and glorified God. But the ruler of the synagogue answered with indignation because Jesus had healed on the Sabbath. Now, let me pause for another moment. I'm going to do some things different. You came here this morning and made the devil mad. Did you know that? You know what's going to make him boil is when you answer and do what the Lord wants you to do. So the devil might as well have his hissy fit. It doesn't matter. Because greater is he that is in us than he that is in the world. Amen? Amen. Let's read a little further. And it said, the rulers of the synagogue, they answered with indignation because Jesus had healed on the Sabbath. He said to the crowd, there are 6 days in which men ought to work. Therefore come and be healed on them, and not on the seventh day. And the Lord then answered him and said, hypocrite, does not each of you on the Sabbath loose his ox or donkey from the
stall and lead it away to water it? So ought not this woman be the daughter of Abraham, whom Satan has bound? Think of it, for 18 years. Be loosed from this bond on the Sabbath. When he had said these things, all his adversaries were put to shame, and all the multitude rejoiced for all the glorious things that were done by him. Heavenly Father, we give you praise and we give you glory for this beautiful day. We thank you for your Son Jesus, the Savior of the world, the Prince of Peace, Father, the great physician of all physicians, the God that is able to keep that which he has made, and Father, to bless that which comes to him. Guide us and go with us this morning. Hide me in the shadows of Calvary. Lord, I pray that you speak through this vessel of clay, unworthy to stand here this morning. But God, grateful because of the blood of the Lamb that has enabled me that I could stand here today. For I pray and ask it all in Jesus' name. Amen? Amen. Amen. You may be seated. My very first Sunday on Mother's Day, when I stood and preached my first sermon as your pastor, I said that I have 10,000 titles, but only one message. And now I got 10,001 titles because God gave me a new one. Have you ever heard of the phrase, bent out of shape? Anybody ever been bent out of shape? You know, sometimes things happen that we can't control. Sometimes it means we're in a bad spirit, in a bad mood. Things don't go right in our lives. Sometimes we just carry a heavy burden and people don't understand. It seems like we're just all bent out and not in relationships. That things are out of control. If God will let me preach for a few moments this morning, I want to preach about the subject of thought, just bent out of shape. I want us to go back in time a couple of thousand years. I want us to look at a lady this morning. I don't know her name. I don't know her age. But I know this. Satan had her bound for 18 years. We as the children of God, if we're not careful, Satan will bind us down from keeping us from doing the work and the will of God in our lives. Amen? I thought I was going in one direction, and then this morning when I was getting ready and I was in the shower and I was getting all ready up, that's where I do my best thinking anyway, preaching. Here's what he gave me. So honey, it's fresh right off the press, and I'm going to just lay it out here, and it'll be between you and God this morning. But I'm looking at a lady that was bound and bent over with an infirmity, a physical ailment that Satan had placed on her. How it come about, I don't know. It's not important. What's important is the message of what happened to this lady, her obedience unto the Word, and what happened after she was obedient to God. Here's a woman that was bent over. Get the picture. She's like this. Here's how she walks. If somebody says something, hello, David. How are you, brother? She can't look up. Sin will keep you from looking up. Fear will keep you from looking up. Doubt will keep you from looking up. Here's a woman, she's bent over. She's going through life. People speak, she sees no face. All she hears is voices. Might as well be blind. Here's a woman that no doubt bent over. All that time was in great pain and suffering. Satan had her bound. She could not raise herself up. She could not look up for her infirmity. She was miserable and in pain. Her life was in discouragement. She was losing all probably thought, what can I do? You ever been there? Come on, church, let me preach this morning. This message isn't just for the lost, it's for all of us. It's for every man, woman, boy, girl that breathes through the air that God has given us. If Satan had his way, he would bind the church that it could not do anything. How does he bind the church? One person at a time. We think, well, I'm saved, preacher. Yes. That don't mean the devil leaves you alone when you get saved. That means the battle begins. That's when the fight really starts. When you were lost and in sin, the devil didn't pay you too much attention. He already had you. He didn't care. That day you humbled your heart, you bowed in the presence of Almighty God, and you asked the Lord Jesus Christ to come into your heart and to be saved, honey, the battle started raging. Satan started scurrying. He began to look back at your life, the things that could pull you down, and he began to attack you in every way. Hello? He'll do it. One of the things I find so often, Satan likes to put people in your pathway. Hello? Oh boy, I'm going to preach this morning. But hair lips a goat. And you bring him up here and we'll slaughter him and have him a cookout after a while. The devil loves to put people your way. He'll put somebody in your path that'll get your mind off of where it needs to go. I'm going to say this, and I say it with much sadness and much shame. I attended a church. I wasn't the pastor. I attended a church one time where this side was set here and this side was set here, and they wouldn't even talk to one another. That was nothing more than the devil, folks. Satan will do anything he can to distract you from being a witness and being a testimony for the Lord Jesus Christ. I said one time to my wife, I said, honey, I don't ever want to quit preaching, but I don't want to pastor anymore. Sometimes you get hurt in church, don't we? I said, I just don't want to pastor. I think God will be okay if I just do some evangelistic work. I do revival. I preach on the radio. I'll go to nursing home. Always a place to preach. You make your own places sometimes. We came home. I went to the radio station. Paid my fare and scared them half to death in there like they did every Sunday when I go down and preach. I'd get an appointment. I'd go preach. See, there is the permissive will of God. That means God will bless what you're doing. If there's the sovereign will of God, you better be doing what God wants you to do. I said, Lord, wherever you want me to go, whatever you want me to do, I'll pick it up and I'll do it. Let me share with you. When I said I didn't want to pastor anymore, I just backslid on God. Because I wasn't doing what God wanted me to do. And I was miserable the whole time, and I thank God for it. But I'm glad I'm where I am supposed to be. Are you where you're supposed to be this morning? Are you doing the things God wants you to do? Let's look at a few things the devil will try to do. If Satan had his way, he would rob your marriage, he would steal your testimony, he'll take away your desire to serve God if he had his way. That's what he'd do. You're probably thinking, how will he do do that? It's a good question. Let me try to answer it this morning. One, we let every little thing trouble us. You ever get troubled? I get troubled. I always said it's a sin to worry. Let me tell you what worry is. Excessive worryness is saying, God can't even help me. Now let me explain the difference between worry and concern. Excessive worryness says, it's out there, nobody can help me. I'm the most excessive concerner you ever seen. I guess I could worry about everything, but I know God can take care of it. Amen. There's the difference. The devil will get you so far down if you're not careful. He'll get you so discouraged. He'll get you such a state of mind that all you want to do is just sit down. Whew! Boy, it's getting close to home. It's hot in here. I'm close to the oven. What'll it do? Here was a woman, 18 years bound by the devil. How long are we going to go in life letting the devil beat us down, keeping us from being what he wants us to be? Doing what he wants us to do. Being an example before the church and before the world. Hello? It's not too late. It's not too late to turn around. It's not too late to say, yes, Lord, I'm going to do what you called me to do, be what you want me to be, go where you want me to go. I'm willing to do it. Jesus said, let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. In other words, quit worrying about it and give it to me. I'll take care of it. Don't be afraid. Honey, when I got up here to sing this morning, I knew I was out of my elements. I'm glad you had your earplugs in. Scared me to death. But I said I was going to do it. I think and I believe a man's word is his bond. You say it, you do it, you stand by it. Amen. I told Jesus Christ in 1977 on the 26th day of June at a little altar in a little church, I said, Lord, if you'll save me, I'll serve you. I'll do whatever you want me to do. I'll be whatever you want me to be. God, stay true to his end, and I'm going to stand true to my end. Amen. Didn't say it'd be easy. He didn't say it wouldn't come without a lot of tears and a lot of broken hearts. And it's been joyful. Let not your heart be troubled. Whatever's troubling you, give it to God. Whatever's got you burdened, honey, when I say give it to God, I mean lay it down and leave it there. Amen. Just leave it there and wait on him to see you through. You ever know somebody just couldn't get over something? Call them grudges, we call them a lot of things. I had an uncle one time, he's done dead gone. He was a little boy. This literally happened out of Hillsdale Missionary Baptist Church. This had to have been way back, probably in the early 30s. He was in church as a little boy. My grandma told me this story. There were these two old women in there. I gotta say that very respectfully now. I mean it very respectfully. Don't take it in the wrong way, okay? That preacher gave an invitation to these two old women. They went back there and they grabbed him. They drug him, boy, literally drug him to that altar. He was kicking. He was screaming. He was yelling, let me go. They got him down that altar and said, you ain't getting up till you get saved. If I'd have been my child, I'd have been up there after them. They never would have got him out of the pew because God got ready for him. But nevertheless, I guess it scared Grandma so bad she didn't know what to do. And Grandpa, I don't know that he ever went to church. He finally got up and looked at them two women. He said, I got saved. Now leave me alone. They got a shout and went back. Uncle Alvin never went back to church in his life. His wife got sick with cancer. He got sick with cancer. He went to church. 33 years in the military, hardcore man. The Korean War and Vietnam, through tours and all. He's seen a lot of things no human should ever have to see. He made a deal with God. He said, God, you know my wife, I'll serve you. Well, God don't make a lot of deals, folks. And Mickey passed away. Cancer took its toll. I went and I seen Albert getting up in his 70s, strong as a mule, and he grabbed me by the arm. I was breaking. Don't you talk to me about God, man. God wouldn't hear me when I prayed to him. I said, Albert, God did hear me. He just didn't answer the way he wanted it to be answered. He took Mickey out of her pain and took her home. And I said, he said, but I promised God. I said, God knows if you'd have kept it or not. I don't. But all God wanted you to do was just love him and serve him and trust him. And he had to help you through all of this. Albert died a couple of years later. Whether everything was all right or not, I don't know. But I do know this. If he'd have gave that to God, that problem, it would have been a lot better. I said all of that to say this, and I went the long way around. Our testimony can help or hurt people. Amen? I'm going to preach. You listen up now. It ain't easy preaching. I know it ain't easy listening, but it's not easy preaching. Our testimony on how we live and what we do will affect somebody's life. How many times have you ever heard, well, if that's a preacher, I don't need to go to church? You ever hear that statement? Well, I'm just, you mean so-and-so goes to church? I had a man come visit one time. I was pastoring. Guy come in, I welcomed him into the church. And I said, how did you hear about the church? Well, I work with one of your church members, and he invited me to church, so I came this morning. That guy hadn't been to church in 3 weeks. And I said, well, he said, where is he? I said, well, he's not here today. That's all I can say. He said, boy, wait till I see him on Monday. I just held my head. You invite somebody to church, make sure you're here. Amen? Unless you're dead, sick, or dying. And if you're dead, you're going to be with God in heaven. If you're sick and it's beyond hell, beyond healing, you're going to heaven. If you're dying, it won't be long you'll be there. There are people that will not let things go. That's the biggest tool the devil uses. Well, the preacher said he would come by my house today and he didn't make it. And for that reason, I'm not going back to church, Brother Ron. I just don't say so. Well, did you ask if something came up? You weren't able to get there? Something happened? Well, don't matter. I ain't going back. An excuse. That's all it is. Preachers are human. They're not some this or that. They're just flesh and blood like everybody else. They got lives like everybody else. They get a plate overfilled sometimes and runs over like everybody else. God's called us to a standard we have to hold. Don't get me wrong. I know that. Pastor John Hagee was at a red light one time, and there was a lady in his congregation, there's a car in front of him, just sent through the red light, he was blowing his horn, he was, come on, I gotta go, I'm in a hurry! All of a sudden he looked over, and there was the church van full of church members, who just smiling and waving at him. We're human. But remember what Jesus also said? Grudges are saying we're not willing to forgive, but Jesus said these words. Love them that hate you. Pray for them that despitefully uses you. We have to love one another. We must be willing to love one another. And the devil uses this one a whole lot too. I believe economically our nation is probably in a better shape than it's been in a long time. Maybe, I don't know. I remember in 2009, 2008, was that when things got pretty bad on the stock market, is that right? I had quit my job and went to pastoring full time, so I really didn't know. God was taking care of me. I wasn't aware of all of the things that was going on at that time. I knew I went to a coal mining community that had been played out and it's about as poverty as it could get. But I see God in the work. Money problems can be one of the biggest burdens that people face in life. But I'm going to tell you something. If you'll trust God with what you have, God will outbless you. God can do more with a dime than you can with a dollar. Do you know that? Malachi, he said, bring the tithes into the storehouse. Let me explain that to what it meant in that day. In that day, when they were tithing in the storehouse, it was literally, they brought in of the crops that they had sown. A tenth went to the storehouse. And then it went out to feed those that were in need. When we're willing to give God of our finances, give God of our time, give God of everything that we possess, God will bless you. I know there are people that are bound down. I work with an individual. I could give him Citizens First Bank and all the money in it. And this time next year, he'd be broke. He wouldn't have a thing in the world to show for it. Hello. God expects us to be good stewards over the things He has given unto us. Why? So we can be a blessing to others. You know why God blesses you to bless somebody else? You know the work you do in the church and those extra little things you do, you think, oh, I was good, it needs to be done. But God will bless you for that. Because you're blessing the church. When I see decorations coming here, well, they come over and work hard putting them on. When I look back out there and I walk in the kitchen, sometimes I'll come over here and I'll be a study and I'll go back and get a bottle of water. But somebody kept that water, got water in there. And I say, thank you. Whoever kept it filled, thank you. When you're here on Wednesday nights, you make a difference. When you're here on Sunday nights, you make a difference. When you're not here on Wednesday night, it makes a difference. Sunday night not here makes a difference. We are responsible to be good stewards over what God has placed in our care. And the devil will beat you down so low that you won't care no more. It's not important. It doesn't matter that I come on Wednesday night or Sunday night. I'm here on Sunday morning. Anybody understand it all? I don't. But I know what it says. And I just believe it at its word. I take God at His word. Hebrew 10:25, fail not. Fail not. Let's just turn there. Hebrew. Let me turn. I won't read it. I'll quote it for you. I'm just going to read it to you. I hope I got the right passage in. I'm just going to turn there. Let's start at 24. Let us consider one another in order to stir up love and good works, not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, as is the manner of some, but exhorting one another, and so much the more as you see the day approaching. I'm going to tell you something. one another. Exhorting, lifting up one another. Now, you can tell me about all the bad things I did. It'd take you a year to get it out. Or you could just take a few minutes and say, God bless you. Hang in there. Keep pressing on. Don't give up. Drag that cross a little bit further. We're almost at the finish line. Don't quit. He's coming. I'm going to say this in closing. Your church will not prosper. It will not move forward. It will not accomplish what God will have it to accomplish until we do what we are supposed to do. To give all that we have to God. First and foremost. Give it to Him. Give Him your life. Give Him your family. Give Him your children. Give Him the things that He has blessed you with. Give it back to Him. You'll never outgive God, my friend, not Him. I've got more time now than I ever had. The time hadn't changed. Why? Because He showed me how to use it wisely and in the right way. Stand with me. If the devil's got you bent out of shape this morning, he's got you down and depressed, and he's got you to the point you don't know what to do or what direction to go, why don't you just come this morning and let him straighten you out? He said to the woman when she came into the synagogue where he was teaching, he saw her bent over, barely moving. He said, come here. Bible didn't say this, but I used my big imagination. She followed the voice of where he was. He said, rise. Straighten up. For you are loosed from your infirmity. I wonder what she did when she got stood straight up as Jesus touched her. Honey, the Bible didn't say this. This is according to Bible. I bet she got shouted. I bet you she's got a waving in the hands. Something she hadn't done in 18 years, she probably got a dancing. I bet she had the time of her life. Glad! I've been made whole. Honey, when you come and give everything and your burdens to Jesus, He'll straighten it out. Give it to Him. Let Him straighten them out. But you got to give it to Him. You may think it's just God ain't got time to deal with me. God wants to know your littlest problems and concerns are great big ones to Him. Those little things that you may think, well, don't really mean much, means everything to God. Everything, you know. Why don't you come and give it to Him this morning, church? Give it all to Him. Somebody said, well, I had got surgery coming out. I don't want to bother nobody. Listen, Father God, He's a great physician. He'll heal you. I learned one time there's no such thing as a minor surgery. Glenn and I hadn't been married very long. She went in to have just a little surgery done. They were just going to do exploratory surgery. Ended up being 6.5 hours long. She spent 10 days at Vanderbilt University Medical Center. Kept herself in induced coma for 3 of those days. Wasn't nobody up ever being God, and I was a brand new Christian, didn't know very much at all. But God saw us through. God healed her completely, and she got to come home. Give it to Jesus. Amen.